In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a digital version of the studio calendar in Microsoft Word. Hi, I'm Liz at Susan Paradis Piano Teaching Resources, and I've had a couple people ask me if there was a way to create a digital version of the studio calendar. The original instructions call for printing the calendar and then printing your schedule onto the same paper. This is great for a physical copy, but not so great for a digital copy. So here's a way to add your studio calendar art directly into your schedule file that you've created in Microsoft Word. Here, I'm starting with my own fictional calendar that I created using the template provided with the Studio Calendar digital download. If you don't have the template, don't worry. Just adjust your margins so that there is space on either side of your schedule and enough room for the title to go. You may have many more scheduled events or even less scheduled events. This is supposed to be a quick glance reference, so I do personally suggest you try to keep it on one page. But if that's not possible, that's fine. You could do this with 2 pages as well. So, how do we get the artwork into this Microsoft Word document? I've made a new file available to you with the digital download. It's a .png, which is an image file that we can load into Microsoft Word. So now I'm going to go into Microsoft Word and say Insert Picture. Oh, it's grayed out. I just need to unclick off of the table here and say Insert Picture. And I'm going to say from this device and simply navigate to the file you need. Oh, I'm already in the correct file, so excellent. All right, I'm going to insert this in. All right, as it is like this is not very helpful to us. Right now, this image was placed in line in Microsoft Word, meaning it placed it above our table. What we want to do is make this image the background so that our table is actually on top of this image, and then also we need to resize this image. So when you bring in an image, it comes with this option right here, the layout options. You'll also see those options up here. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to say do in text wrapping and I'm going to say behind text. This will now make it a background image. Great, it's definitely behind our table now. So let's go ahead and try and adjust the sizing. Now for this particular thing, we want to grab one of these side dots and click and drag, and you see it all scales uniformly together. And what we want to do is we want to scale and drag this so that the outside of this picture lines up with the outside of this page. You can also move it over so it's more centered to something kind of like that. Aiming for having like a little quarter circle in each corner. Something kind of like that. That looks pretty good. It looks nice and centered. And how about that? We've got our image in the scene, and now you can really just sit there and make this look exactly the way you want. Like for example, if you need your chart, if you need more room on your chart, you could take your chart, your table, and pull it closer if that's helpful to you. Whatever happens, you see that gave me a little bit more room. So you guys, now you can edit it and see the editing directly in here. So now all we need to do is take this file and save it out. Now you could save it out as a Word doc, but I personally like to save things out as PDFs. PDFs are file types that allow you to see what the page is going to look like if you were to print it. Think of it as a digital printout, which is exactly what we need. One more thing I'm probably going to do before I save it out is just a personal preference. I'm going to select my table by clicking on this square set of arrows and say no border, and I personally just like the way that looks better. This little dotted line that's still here won't show up if I were to print it out or save it as a PDF, but it helps me see where the table is. And if that's annoying to you, just come over to Layout and turn off View Grid Lines. But I kind of find that helpful. All right, so this is all there is. Let's save it. File, Save As, Save it whatever you want to call it for tutorial. Check the file that you're saving it in and change the type as .pdf. Now I'm going to go ahead and save it. I can navigate to my newly created file. And for me, when I open up my PDFs, they open up in my Acrobat reader. And there it is, ready to go. So you could just take this file and share it with your students, or post it on your website, or whatever it is you need to do with a digital copy of this calendar. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I'm making that image file available in all the downloads of the Studio Calendar. So if you haven't got that image yet, just go into your account and you should find it in there in your download tab. If you don't, feel free to reach out to me over on susanparody.com and click on the contact page. I hope this was helpful.